The new fad is to not be electrifying. So it's supply and demand, and everybody on influence who's made it in the business is a complete fraud, is a complete fake, and they do not live humbly, nor do they behave humbly, because they're in their 20s, they're in their 30s, or in their 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever age they are, and they literally went viral overnight. And even if they didn't go viral overnight, they still don't understand or comprehend what it means to be humble. These are all searching for their own win while tearing other people down by telling them to feel joyous. Because that doesn't help somebody who is in a deep, dark depression. You don't want to be a motivator who stands in front of an audience and because of who you are, you uplift someone. That is the most toxic shit that's ever existed in history. You don't want to be known for the person that walks into the room and everyone feels uplifted. That's not real ethical or moral. That's called a celebrity. That is somebody who doesn't offer shit. That's why it's such a hard game to be this version, because you don't want to actually deal with your problems. No, you don't. You want someone to tell you that everything's going to be okay. Well, guess what? Only if you do the work is everything going to be okay. And even then, it's questionable. And you're still going to die in the end. So these people live on some weird plane of existence of living up here while everyone else lives down here. And so they're like living their life looking around going, wow, I just met Gary Vee and I'm on cloud 9. Well, you could have watched his video and the same shit would have happened. That's why it's important to know what you're doing when you're an influencer. But what we have right now is just a bunch of people spouting out nonsense and bullshit so that they can win at some game of goals in mind for themselves, which is just a purse or a certain perspective of getting invited to a party, to get likes and loves, to get shares of their content, to make shareable content. Yet they don't have anything to share, so they just look for the image and a brand and a gimmick. Because you as an audience aren't even interested in anything anymore. So that's what influencers have done. They've taken the education of life, dumbed it down, and then created it as a gimmick with a white background where their presence makes you feel a certain way. And then you literally watch them tell you that they're wearing the color black because they were friendly to you, and your self-esteem is so low that it catapulted their self-esteem, which was low also, to above them because you said, wow, thanks for the help. One day you're going to be somebody. Someday is now. And then you take those words that someone tells you, and then you act as if it's God speaking to you. That's not how God works, by the way. That's your imagination of what God does. So all this yes, yes, yes conversation is nothing more than a woman sitting on top of you, screaming out, going, yes, 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 with a fake happy ending so that she can win in some weird seductive game with no love attached, a one-night stand so that she can build some business, so that she can build a business for herself. Doesn't have the mindset to know that her business is supposed to be a business to give other people a product. There's got to be a product. It's not a t-shirt. There's plenty of t-shirts for sale. This t-shirt was for sale. You can say all day long that it was the name brand on the t-shirt. But if you're spouting out you're better than other people, and by putting on that Kim Kardashian t-shirt makes you feel uplifted, then you didn't just hear anything that I just said in the beginning of this conversation. You just sold your soul to the devil. So what did you hear? What did you not hear? There's a different version of talent of having a Britney Spears t-shirt and a Michael Jordan t-shirt and a memory attached to a concert or a love for basketball than to have a memory of a motivational speaker with his face on it who talked about a Persian. I still can't believe some of you will tattoo a person's name on your body. That should be against the law. But that tells you the type of style of worship that you are involved in with a cult. It's called a cult following for a reason. Not really sure what a liquor store owner thought when he thought he was going to make it in the business with a Persian. Not really sure what these women thought was going to happen, like Jessica Alba and Drew Barrymore. They thought their fame and their glory and their nastiness was going to outshine a logical, intelligent scientist like myself, who's actually teaching structure of an educational system of my lifetime, while they just want to be famous for being famous, while using their roles of actresses and their industry to push them to the surface. And then now you think they're your best friend. That's really, really nasty discovery when your hero that you put up on that pedestal falls from the pedestal. But guess what happens at that point? Then you all just cancel culture and then you get into a mob because none of you think for yourselves, although you all act as if you do. Influencer. That's how sick you all are. Influencers teach nothing. They're annoying as shit. They're just as annoying in real life as they are on camera. Except now we've got Pookie being told how hot she looks constantly. It's not work, it's called psychosis. We don't want to watch you act like a buffoon. You want to know that you want to have less than 5,000 followers. That's a goal, to stay within 5,000 followers so that you can actually create something. Because none of these people created shit. It was like this. Snowball effect with a boulder underneath. And then all of a sudden you look around and you're like, shit, this sucks. But because you wanted to grow so fast, because you thought money was priority, but you were teaching everyone that you were a good person and all this nonsense in your brain, because you don't actually understand what it means to do this style of teaching. But you all wanted to compete with me to see who could do it better. But it's very clear that you all were just mentally ill to begin with. And then you were money chasers and sickos. And Kamala Harris supported it because she allowed you to go viral overnight. And then she gave you a false sense of reality, which turned you into a pretentious piece of crap to abuse all of us. And then you don't have any feeling on it because you're like, well, she likes it. That's a bot. You actually have 0 fans. You don't tell an influencer that because they'll just show you the numbers that are literally the Singapore fool fueling his business. So you actually only get like 500 sales in t-shirts, but you have 10,000 followers because the rest of them after the 1,000 are just bots. Fake profiles sold by companies to make it look like the app was successful. Surprise. And they're teaching bots how to behave in emotions. Favor for favor. If you say this, you react like this. If the comment section reacts with these words, you act with these words.